हमारे सभी कार्यक्रमों की शुरुआत हम धन्वंतरि स्तवन से करते हैं। तो मैं आज इसी कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत धन्वंतरि स्तवन से करने के लिए प्रारंभ करता हूँ।
नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवम् सुरासुरैर्वन्दितपादपद्मम् लोके जराणु भयमृत्युनाशनम् धातारमीशं विविधौषधीनाम् शङ्खं चक्रं जटाकां दधतमृतघटम् चारुदुर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिरुत्याक्षुपरिविलसम् मौलिमं भोजनेत्रम् कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गम् कटितटविलसत् चारुपीताम्बराढ्यम् वन्दे धन्वन्तरियुक्तम् निखिलगदावाना प्रौढदावाग्निनीलम्
गत 9 महीने से आरोग्य भारती पश्चिम महाराष्ट्र प्रांत की ओर से आयुर्वेदा बेसनम यह राष्ट्रीय स्तर की ऑनलाइन व्याख्यान श्रृंखला चल रही है। इसका बड़ी सफलतापूर्वक आयोजन अभी तक हो रहा है। इसी व्याख्यान श्रृंखला का लाभ भारतवर्ष के हर राज्य के पदवी और पदव्युत्तर छात्र ले रहे हैं। हमारे हर आरोग्य भारती के हर एक कार्यक्रम में हमारे राष्ट्रीय स्तर के अधिकारी, राज्य स्तर के अधिकारी उपस्थित रहते हैं, जो हमें व्याख्यान सत्र के शुरुआत में मार्गदर्शन करते हैं, जो हमारे विद्यार्थी, चिकित्सक, वैद्यों सभी के लिए काफ़ी मार्गदर्शक रहते हैं। आज इस व्याख्यान के लिए हमारे बीच अधिकारी व मार्गदर्शक के तौर पर उपस्थित है आदरणीय डॉक्टर संतोष जी गटने सर। डॉक्टर संतोष गटने सर महाराष्ट्र यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ हेल्थ साइंस में सीनेट मेंबर है। गत 20 सालों से सर का आयुर्वेद प्रैक्टिस का व्यवसाय है। सर संघ के पूर्व प्रचारक भी रह चुके हैं। सर का काफ़ी मार्गदर्शक हमें इस व्याख्यान श्रृंखला में हो रहा है। आज के व्याख्यान सत्र के उद्घाटक तौर पर डॉक्टर गोपाल कृष्ण गावड़े सर उपस्थित है। डॉक्टर गोपाल कृष्ण गावड़े सर का परिचय देने हेतु मैं आदरणीय संतोष गटने सर को निमंत्रित करता हूँ। डॉक्टर गटने सर।
सभी को नमस्कार। आयुर्वेदा बेसनम के इस व्याख्यानमाला में आप सभी का आरोग्य भारती और भागीरथी मेडिकल फाउंडेशन के द्वारा सहर्ष स्वागत करता हूं। आज के इस व्याख्यान के उद्घाटक के रूप में हमें प्राप्त है, मार्गदर्शन के लिए उपलब्ध है डॉक्टर गोपाल कृष्ण जी गावड़े। डॉक्टर गावड़े सर महाराष्ट्र के अहिल्यानगर जिले से श्रीगोंदा तहसील से एक छोटे से गांव से है। एक होनहार विद्यार्थी के रूप में आगे आए। पुणे में बीजे मेडिकल में एमबीबीएस किया, गायनेकोलॉजी में पीजी किया। अभी पुणे में सिंहगढ़ रोड में इनफर्टिलिटी सेंटर उनका चल रहा है। बहुत ही यशस्वी चिकित्सक है, यशस्वी सर्जन है, गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट है और भारतीय विद्याओं के अच्छे अभ्यासक है। श्रीमद् भगवत गीता का अच्छा अभ्यास है, पतंजलि योग सूत्र का अभ्यास है, आयुर्वेद का भी अभ्यास करते रहते हैं और इस विषय पर हम सबके साथ चर्चा करते रहते हैं, मार्गदर्शन के लिए सदा उपलब्ध रहते हैं। आयुर्वेद में बहुत रुचि रखते हैं। आरोग्य भारती के तो महानगर के अध्यक्ष रहे हैं और राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ के स्वयंसेवक भी है। अपने प्रैक्टिस में अपने संस्कारों के कारण ही वो अच्छी सेवा दे रहे हैं। प्रैक्टिस करके पैसा कमाना तो एक बात है, तो उसके साथ सेवा का भाव रहना यह एक बहुत ही मुश्किल गुण है मिलना। तो उनके साथ वह गुण सभी उपलब्ध है। ऐसे आज हमें उद्घाटक के रूप में मिले डॉक्टर गोपाल कृष्ण गावड़े जी को विनती करता हूं कि आज के वक्ता सिद्धार्थ रॉय जी है, डॉक्टर सिद्धार्थ रॉय, इनके व्याख्यान का उद्घाटन डॉक्टर गोपाल कृष्ण जी करें। डॉक्टर गोपाल कृष्ण। डॉक्टर राहुल सर, डॉक्टर गावड़े जी का
किया
वीडियो
सर,
ऑडियो ऑन कीजिए।
किया यस सर।
ये
This time, I don't think it's great. हाँ, हाँ। नमस्कार, मैं डॉक्टर गोपाल कृष्ण गावड़े, आरोग्य भारती का पुणे का एक कार्यकर्ता हूँ और संघ से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ। और मुझे ये अवसर देने के लिए मैं संतोष जी का बहुत आभारी हूँ। और ये जो चल रहा है लेक्चर सीरीज आपका, के लिए मैं बहुत संतुष्ट हूँ कि आयुर्वेद का ध्यान
सर आपका वीडियो
देने
ऑन
की
करेंगे सर।
ध्यान देने की जो परंपरा, गुरु शिष्य परंपरा थी, वो एक तरीके से थोड़ा खंडित होने की कगार पे थी। तो इस माध्यम से वो चल रहा है। इस माध्यम से आप बहुत अच्छे टीचर्स को ये प्लेटफॉर्म पे लाके अपने बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स को एक साथ लाभ दे सकते हैं। और इस प्रयास को मैं बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। आज का जो टॉपिक है वो मेरा बहुत करीबी है। एम्ब्रियोलॉजी, आयुर्वेद के पर्सपेक्टिव से मुझे तो ज़्यादा पता नहीं है, लेकिन एलोपैथी के पर्सपेक्टिव से भ्रूण कैसे निर्माण होता है, उसके एक एक सिस्टम कैसे निर्माण होते हैं, उसके बारे में मुझे बहुत क्यूरियोसिटी हुआ करती थी। शायद उसी के लिए मैंने आगे जाके आईवीएफ, टेस्ट ट्यूब बेबी और ये सब ऑब्स्टेट्रिक गायनेक ये चीज़ों का पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन के लिए चयन किया। तो मैं सभी श्रोताओं को और व्याख्याता को अ, उनका अभिनंदन करता हूँ इस चीज के लिए, इस लेक्चर के लिए। और सारे सारे जो श्रोतागण हैं वो इस लेक्चर से निश्चित लाभ उठाएंगे, इसकी मैं कामना करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
और एक बात है राहुल जी,
हाँ बोलिए सर।
मैं डॉक्टर गावड़े जी का एक पुस्तक देकर कुछ सत्कार करना चाहता हूँ।
मेरा वीडियो ऑफ कर दीजिए और सर का ऑन कीजिए। तो केलं त्याला याच्यात व्हिडिओ माझा चालू आहे.
इकडं
बैक कैमरे के
ठीक। धन्यवाद राहुल जी।
धन्यवाद सर। आपके मार्गदर्शन पर जो शब्द है हमारे आज के विद्यार्थियों को काफ़ी आगे चल के प्रैक्टिस के लिए मार्गदर्शन करेंगे, क्योंकि आज आप पुणे जैसे शहर में इनफर्टिलिटी के ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं और उसी के संबंध में आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है आयुर्वेदिक एम्ब्रियोलॉजी एंड मॉडर्न एस्पेक्ट। आरोग्य भारती इस व्याख्यान श्रृंखला में एनसीआईएसएम निर्देशित पाठ्यक्रम के हर विषय का व्याख्यान आयोजित कर रहा है। उसी कड़ी को हम आज रचना शारीर विषय के एक महत्वपूर्ण विषय का व्याख्यान आयोजित करके आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। आज का विषय है आयुर्वेदिक एम्ब्रोलॉजी एंड मॉडर्न एस्पेक्ट। इस विषय को हम हमारे सामने प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं डॉक्टर सिद्धार्थ रॉय सर। डॉक्टर सिद्धार्थ रॉय सर एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर है जीजे जीजे पटेल आयुर्वेद इंस्टीट्यूट आनंद गुजरात स्थित। आप गत 9 सालों से अध्यापन का कार्य कर रहे हैं। आपका बीएमएस गवर्नमेंट आयुर्वेद कॉलेज वडोदरा से हुआ है। आपका एमडी रचना शारीर विषय में पारुल आयुर्वेद इंस्टीट्यूट वडोदरा से हुआ है। आप फिलहाल पारुल यूनिवर्सिटी से एमबीए कर रहे हैं। आपके कई सारे इंटरनेशनल जर्नल्स में 8 रिसर्च आर्टिकल पब्लिश हुए हैं। आदरणीय रॉय सर से मैं अनुरोध करता हूँ कि आज का जो व्याख्यान है उसे हमारे विद्यार्थियों के सामने उद्बोधन करें। रॉय सर।
नमस्कार सर.
नमस्ते सर।
Okay. So thank you very much to the organizers, to the esteemed faculties, and Arogya Bharati Paschim Maharashtra zone, because उन्होंने ये ऐसा एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया कि जहाँ पे यूजी, पीजी और पीएचडी स्टूडेंट्स अलग अलग माध्यम की तरफ से यार की अलग अलग एस्पेक्ट्स है जो एनसीएसएम का सिलेबस है उसको समझ पाए और उसके ऊपर डिस्कशन कर पाए. So, rather wasting much time, I think I should start my topic. So, why I selected this topic? Because Ayurvedic embryology, it's there is so many controversial things, because in first year students coming directly from the 12th science, they have learned about the biology. Then the biology about the central dogma, biology about the cellular biology, molecular biology. So after that, they have to understand what is the concept of Ayurveda and how it is much more relevant with the current and the contemporary science. So I think I share my PPT over here. Just a minute. Sir, is it visible?
Yes sir, visible.
Okay. Okay. So let me begin the topic which I have selected, because Garbh Sharir, as Dr. Gavde said, that it is very near to us, our Ayurvedacharyas, and also as our like myself, the anatomist, which loves the embryology, are very much intrigued about the Garbh Sharir aspects. So, because the Ayurveda embryology and modern embryology is always in search for the answers. So, how the life is formed, how the molecules come together and forming the organs and tissues, and all the developmental biology. So, this Garbhashari topic and contemporary science, how they are much relevance, is my main topic today, and we will discuss about it. And I think you have all learned about the Garbhashari as well, and most of maybe the audience from the first year UG, and they have also completed, I think, maybe the first term of the new batch. So they have already learned that, but still, I will try to show you the difference aspect to understand the topic Garbhashari in much more emphasizes way. So this is the CO and PO as per the NCSM syllabus. So I know that you know about the what is Garbha and Sukrashonita Jivushan Yoge Tu Khalu Kukshigate Garbha Sangna Pavati. So Garbha is all our formation And because rather our Ayurvedic embryology is emphasizing more not only on the physical entity, it is also including the physical, physiological, and philosophical aspect. So that is how the Atma getting, which is a non-physical union, are included into the Garbha definition. So without Atma, without living or without any consciousness, the Garbh is not getting form. So without the living or without the Atma or without the consciousness, the Garbha is not called as a Garbha, it is just a fleshy mass. So we all know when the person, any kind of getting, uh, after the decaying of the tissue or after the deceased person, that you can see that they are having not any kind of living or consciousness, and that consciousness is like forming that the dead being. So Atma is very much important for the formation of the Garbha. And in that Garbha, Shukra and Artav, that we all know that Shukra is a male gamete and Artava is a female gamete. But after that, Shukra and Artav, which has to be formed the Panchamahabhuta. The Panchamahabhuta that we all know, there are the five elements in as per the Ayurvedic science: the uh, Akash, Vayu, Agni, Prithvi, and Jal. So all that five elements are forming and helping Shukra and Artav to form with the Atma to make a entity which is called the Garbha. So that's how the Garbha Sagna Bhavati. So Sagna means the nomenclature. So if the Garbha is outside the Kukshi, it is a Garbha that, but it is most of the congenital abnormalities. So that is not called the Garbha, and it has not any kind of living being over there. There is no Atma in there. So it has to be in the Kukshi, but the Kukshi word is regarding the Udar, Kukshi word is regarding the Garbhashaya, the Ashai where the Garbha resides. So where the Garbha getting the nourishment, where the Garbha getting fertilized, and where the Garbha getting implantation. So that's how the Shukra Shoni the Jeev. Jeev means Atma. Atma has a multiple synonyms that you know, that Atma is a Jiva, that is consciousness, and also Atma is called as a Shariri. So which is coming into the Sharir and it is forming the Garbha is called the Atma. So we all know that Shukra, Artava, Atma, and Panchamahabhuta, these all are forming the Garbha. So these five elements are mainly forming the structure of the Garbha that we all know. Prithvi Sahati, I think Apakledayati, Tejar Pachati, Vayu Vibhajati, and Akasha Vivardayati. I think that's the fundamental slok of the Panchamahabhut or Panchabhautikatva of the Garbha. So the Prithvi elements are forming the structural differentiation. So what are the structural differentiation as per the modern concepts? So we all know that structural differentiation may be Sanghati, that is forming and stabilizing the structure of the body. Jala means forming the fluid homeostasis regarding the cells, cellular level and extracellular level or intracellular level. All the fluid homeostasis has to be there, and all are caused by the Jala Mahabhuta. And Agni Mahabhuta, which is forming, obviously it is a metabolic activity, mitochondrial activity, and how the mitochondria is forming the ATP, and then it is after forming the ATP, it is releasing the energy, and that energy is used by the cell. And that is the part of the cellular biology of the 12th science and the 11th science. So Agni is mainly a main component to form the metabolism. And after the Agni, the Vayu is mainly the transferring and signaling the movement of uh, all the substances, which are the enzymes, which are the substances of the organic salts or the inorganic salts. Or you can say the organic means like sodium, potassium, and all the ion channels are mainly conducted by the Vayu Mahabhuta. So Ayurveda has given these five elements. It's nothing but has a philosophical entity. So this kind of entity can be, we can feel, we cannot see that Vayu is there, but the formation or the action is done by the Vayu that we can see. So the movement and the signaling or the cellular level ion channels movement is there, substance movement is there. all are done by the Vayu Mahabhuta. And after that, the Akash Mahabhuta, which is forming the cavity and spaces into the cellular level. So it is creating the cavity. Why it is creating the cavity? To create a barrier, to create a protection between the cells, and also it is a differentiating the cell, and that cell, like we all our human body is formed by the connective tissue, and all of our cells are formed by the epithelial cells. But each epithelial cells has a different kind of structures. Each epithelial cells had different kind of functions. So that functions are denoted by which part? The Akash Mahabhuta. So it is dividing and also having the cavity between the two cells, because two cells have the different kind of actions, different kind of functions. That's how the Akash is creating a space between two organs to create two different kind of functions. But rather it is in a different part of the body. It is not the different part of the body, it is just the same part of the body. It is correlated with each other, but the functions are different. That's it. So these five Mahabhuta are helping to form the Garbha. So the five constituents are that Shukra, Artava, Atma, and Panchamahabhut, that we all know. But also mind has to be there. So mind, what I am telling you, that mind is to be there. The Sattva is there, because Sattva is forming the consciousness. To consciousness, it has to be a cognitive function. So after entering the cognitive function, it is signaling the CNS, the central nervous system. And that's how the growth of the Garbha is going to be there. So apart from not including the mind, the formation is there. Formation will of the embryo is going to become there. But after that, it has to be growing into the steadily format, because it has to getting the message from the DNA cells to create and growing into the substance in the different organ proteins. So that's how the mind has to be there. So these are the five core constituents of the Garbha, which are helping to form the Garbha and to grow the Garbha to substantial to till the parturition time. So now we talk about the, I think you all know about the Shukra, Suddha Shukra, and Suddha Artav, and what are the Ashuddha Shukra and what is the Ashuddha Artav. But still, we revise some few points, that what is the Shukra, that we all know that how the properties and the qualities of the Shukra is there. The Spatikabam Dravam Signam Maduram Madugandhicha Shukram Ichanti Kechitu Te Lakshodram, which has to be a Spatik like, Drava like, Snigdha like, Madhur in taste, Madhu Gandha like, smell like an the Madhugandhi, and Tailak Shodra means it resembles, or it has to be a like structure or the texture like a oil or the honey. That is from the Acharya Shushrut. From Acharya Charak, it has to be denoted as a Bahalam, Madhuram, Snignam, Visram. Sorry. Guru Pichilam, Shukram, Bahuchayat, Shukram, Falavata Tada, Sansayam. So which has to be thick in consistency, which has to be Madhur, sweet in taste, same as the Acharya Shushru that denoted. Also, it has to be a Snigdha, and it has to be Avisra. Visra means it has to be a very putrefied smell. If it doesn't have a putrefied smell, it is called the Avisra. That is an opposite of the Visra. Then it has to be a Guru, slimy. It has to be a sticky structure. Texture is like that. Bahu in large quantity. If it's not going to be in large quantity, it is not going to produce the offspring. So that is a main congenital abnormality can be seen, or it is main abnormality can be seen of the Shukra or the sperm. So in sperm, we know about the structure of the sperm, that it has a head, it has a middle piece, it has a tail, and a head has the nucleus. So that is an identical structure are called or denoted by the modern embryological science. But in that case, how the uh, how the consistency and how the volume is there has to be to produce a progeny, to produce a offspring, that has to be maintained. So in Ayurvedic science, it is denoted as the quality and the properties. If the properties are there, and the same property has to be denoted by the modern medical science, but also they have showed the microscopic structure of the sperm as well, which is not shown by the Ayurvedic science. So next, that is an Artava. Artav means Rutu Bhavan Tadartavam. We all know how the menstruation blood or the Artav or the ovum. So why the Artav is called the Shonit? Because it is denoting about the menstruation flow of the blood. That menstruation flow of the blood has to be slightly brick red or black color in the because of the Vayu Mahabhut. And also it is having the Swarup of the Artava Agneya. And Agni Mahabhut is there. So in Ayurveda science, we have already say that Agni and Soma is to be there. So Agni is a part of the Artava, Soma is part of the Shukra. So Agni is already have a constituent part of the blood, that is Rakta. And this kind of Rakta has to be slightly black in color, and this type of blood has not having stain on the cloth. That is then a Shuddha Artava. Apart from that, that is an Ashuddha Artava. If there is a staining on the clothing, that has to be the Ashuddha Artava. So other part of the Acharya Charak has said that how does it look the Shuddhartha is there? If there is a Indragopa Shankasham, the resemblance of the Indragopa, there is the mite, there is a minute microscopic mite which has to be color like an Indragop, that it has to be resemblance to the Shuddhartha. And also the Gunjafal seed of the Abrus precatorius, that has to be the same as a Shuddhartha. Padma, Laksha Shalak, that we all know, and all the characteristics has to be resemblance with the Shuddhartha, that has to be called as a Shuddhartha. Otherwise, apart from these properties, it is called as a Ashuddhartha. So now we move forward. We have seen that the Shukra Shonita Garbhasayastam Atma Prakriti Vikara Samurchitam Garbhaiti Uchete. So the Shukra, Shonit is there. Shukra, we have already learned about the Shonit. We know about the Atma is there. Panchamahabhut, how the Panchamahabhut help in the formation of the Garbha. But before forming the Garbha, it has to be a Garbhadan process. So how the process has to be engaged. So as per the Acharya Sushruta, it has described in the Sharirsthan 3 that the Tatra Stri Pusayo Sanyoge Tejah Sharirata Vayuhu Udiriyati. So when the Stri Purush Sanyog is there, Tejah Sharirata Vayu, जो तेज है यानी कि अग्नि महाभूत is stimulating and vayu udiriyati ततः तेजो अनिल सन्निपातात शुक्रम च्युतम योनि अभिप्रपद्यते. So the Garbhadan process, at the time of the sexual intercourse or the coitus, the Teja will be discharged by the Vayu, and that Vayu is it is pushing the Teja out of the body, and that is called the ejaculation of the Shukra. And after the Shukra ejaculates, it is getting combined with the Artav. So it reaches the Garbhashaya and unites with the Bhutatma. And after the Atma is coming there, that is the Garbha is formed. So this kind of structure I'll show you in the graphical way, that the Sri Puruk Sanyog is there. The coitus has to be take place, and after the stimulation, Vayu discharges a Teja, bodily heat, energy, and that bodily heat and energy is nothing but the part of the autonomic nervous system and the nervous system which are pushing the sperm out of the testis, and it is getting ejaculated into the vagina. So Sri Puru Sanyog has to be there. After the ejaculation occurs due to the Vayu and the Teja Mahabhuta, then Shukra Artav Sanyog is forming there into the Garbhashaya. Then Shukra Artav Sanyoga, that fusion is forming the fertilization. After the fertilization, it has to going to be happen the implantation. So implantation going to occur, and that after the implantation, the Bhut Atma has to be there. The Bhut Atma, that means the Atma, that is Shariri, has to come into the Shukra Shonita Sanyog, and then how the Garbh is getting formed. So the Garbhadan process, as per the Ayurvedic concept, it is called as the Sri Puru Sanyog, then Vayu Teja stimulation, then Shukra, then Artav, then Shukra Artav Sanyoga, then it is gaining movement to the Garbhashaya, then union with the Bhutatma. So all has the resemblance with the modern embryological science, and it is depicted as a coitus, autonomic nervous system activation. That's how the Vayu Teja stimulation is there, because we all know Vayu is always depicting the central nervous system. And Shukra, that is the male gamete, Artava, that is female gamete, and the fertilization occurs, that Sanyog occurs, and after that, the tubal transportation or the transporting from the fallopian tube towards the fundus of the uterus, it is transporting. That is called the movement of towards the Garbhashaya, and after that, the union of the Bhutatma becoming there. So after the implantation, the blastocyst is getting formed very rapidly. So how does this? It is getting very rapidly growth due to the Atma inclusion. So तत्र स्त्री पुरु संयो पुसंयो संयोगे तेज शरीरात वायु उदीर्यति ततः तेजो अनिल सन्निपातात शुक्रम च्युतम means च्युतम means it is getting pushed out of it to going into the yoni अभिप्रपद्यते संसृज्यते च आर्तवेन ततो अग्नि शोम अग्नि means artav and shoma means shukra. So both has to be sanyogat sansrujyamano garbo. These all both are called as garbha and going into the garbhashaya. Ani anupratipadyate. It is going towards the garbhashaya, the movement towards the garbhashaya, and after that the forming of the garbha. So that's how the resemblance between the Ayurvedic concept and the modern concepts. And so how the month-wise development is going to occur, that we all know Acharya Shushrut and Acharya Charak both has a like small difference between the two descriptions. That is a pratham masa tatra prathama masi kalalam jayate, that we all know kalalam means it's in a jelly-like structure. It is forming like a small cellular level structure. And in Acharya Charaka sa sarva gunana garbhatvam apanna prathame masi sammurchitam. Here there is a word called the Sarva Dhatu Kalishkrut Khet Bhruto Bhavatyam Vigraha. So that's how the very sukshma level, or you can say the not very exposed level or very small micro level formation of the Garbha is formed into the first month of the Garbha Vruddhi. So first month that we are going to see that in modern medical science or the modern embryological science, it is called as a 4 week. So in modern science, the growth has to be depicted as per the week wise, and in our Ayurvedic modern science, Ayurvedic science, it is depicted as in a month wise. So how we can correlate and how can we understand that this kind of structure, that is kalala, kheta bhuta, and also the pinda in the second month and the third month. So all that month has a different kind of growth occurs into the embryo towards the fetus, and how the resemblance are there with the modern medical science, that we see in the next slide. That in the first month it is in a Kheta Bhuta as per the Acharya Charak, and also the Acharya Shushrut as also called as a Kalala, that is jelly-like or the vesicular mass type of structure. And in modern medical science, there is an embryonic stage. So it has not shown any kind of jelly-like structure, but yeah, it has shown a structure which is a mulberry type, which is called the morula stage. So the fertilization occurs, cleavage occurs, and after the cleavage means the replication of the cells. There is a formation of the blastocyst there. Then the implantation occurs. Then after that, the primitive stage, neurulation, then neural tube. And after that, during that first month of the period, that is the 4th week, it is an establishing of the starting the development of the CNS is there. Also development of the CVS is there as per the modern medical science. And the size as per the modern medical science approximately like this 0.2 to 0.5 centimeter, which is very negligible size and which cannot be seen very the naked eye. So the weight is very much less at for the modern medical science. And in second month it is getting changed because the embryonic stage is formed, and after that the three germ layer are getting formed into the embryonic stage. After that the rapid organogenesis occurs. So why the rapid organogenesis? Due to the implantation. First implantation occurs, zona pellucida disappears, then the rapidly organogenesis occurs. But in the Ayurvedic science, in the Dvitiya Mas, it is formed by the cold, hot, and metabolic forces. That is Shita, Anila, and Ushma. So these three entities come together and forming a mass into the compact solid shape. That is a gun, as per the Acharya Charak. But what type of gun will be there into the as per the Acharya Shushruta into the second month? That pind shape or the gana, if it is in a spherical shape, pind shape, it is going to be the male offspring. If it is in a peshi shape means it's in a very not spherical and not very solid, it is forming to the female offspring. If it is going to be arbud, like a hemispherical or not any distinctive shape of that ghana, it is called as a hermaphrodite or the napunsaka. So in the second month of the Ayurvedic science, it is forming the male, female, and the napunsak. Means if it is going to be a gender, the male gender, female gender, or the gender which is not a male or the female. Also, into the second month over here, into the rapid organogenesis, the formation of the brain vesicles will be there. Also, the cartilaginous skeleton forming is there. Also, the bones formation is the ossification of bones starting into the second month as well. And also, at the end of the second month, or you can say the 8th week, it is going to be the distinctive shape of the genital organs are going to be there. So at the end of the 8th week, you can say that it is going to occur the we can distinguish that is it is the male's offspring or the female offspring. So as I think there is a more similarity between the second month of the Acharya Shushruta and between the second month of the modern medical science. So into the third month and the fourth month. So we all know that the third month and the fourth month is going to become like very distinctive shape. The growth is going to occur. So the growth is going into the next stage, that is called the Panchpindika Nirvartante. So Panchpindika, that is called that Panchpindika has an hasta, pada, and a shir. So two hasta are there, two lower limbs, two upper limbs, and shir is there. That is how the Panchpindika is denoted. So the Panchpindika, that is called as per the Acharya Charak, that is a Yukabata Samvarsare Avirbhavanti. And in Tritiya Masa, all the proliferation of all organs and senses is going to occur, and 5-limb projection. So same 5-limb projection as per the Acharya Shushruta is there, that a Panchapindika is there. And in modern medical science, it is having the external genitalia begin defining. We can define whether it is in a male progeny or the female progeny. So, and at the end of the third month, modern medical embryology, it is forming the kidney function, urine production is going to be there, and ossification of all bone centers show in the typical long bones. So this kind of, if there is also a similarity between the limb structure formation. So here the Shukshma level of the organs going to be formed into the third month, Acharya Charak and Acharya Shushruta, and also the modern medical science also depicted the same thing. It is forming the ossification center shows in the long bones. So the upper limb and the lower limb is going to form into the third month. In the fourth month, that is called as a entity or the phenomenon, that is in Dauridaya, that is the dual heart state. So as per the dual heart state, it is depicted as the pregnant lady or the pregnancy having specific type of desires to eat or desires or cravings to eat something. So in the Chaturtha Masa, as per the Acharya Charaka, the fetus achieves structural stability. The sthiratvam apadyate. That's how the Acharya Charak said. So sthiratvam apadyate, that is also depicted into the fourth month into the modern embryology, that the fetus getting stabilized at the time of the fourth month. At the fourth month, that is called as at the end of the 16th week. So in the modern embryology, and we all know about there are having multiple stages of the sonography occurs in the first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester. So at the end of the first trimester into the fourth month, at the end of the fourth month and starting of the fifth month, gynecologist or the obstetrician is always make sure the fetus getting stabilized or not. If it not going to be stabilized, it is getting aborted or miscarriage. So before 4 months, it is getting the term is called the abortion, and after the fourth month, it is called as a miscarriage. So both term as formed due to the fourth month duration. So fourth month duration is very identical and very critical to stabilize the garbha. So here the Acharya Charak has already stated that there is a sthiratam apadyate, and also the modern embryology has also having concerns about the stability of the fetus as well. After the 2 week, after the 2 month, that is going to be called as a fetus. Before the 2 month, it is called as an embryo. But here the fetus growth is getting very much critical into the fourth month as per the Acharya Charak. But Acharya Shushruta has still said the same thing. Anga Pratyanga Sthiratva is there. And Anga Pratyanga Sthiranka with including the expression of Chetana. The Chetana Dhatu is there. Heart or the pulsations going to feel and the starting of the pulsation is going to occur at the same time. But not in the embryological modern embryology, because in the modern embryology, the heart and the CBS already started their formation at the end of the first month. In the fifth month, it is called as the pronounced growth of the flesh and the blood. That is a Masa Shonita Upachaya. And Masa Shonita Upachaya is getting rapidly starting. But at the Acharya Shushrut said that the marked development of internal mental faculties are there. The awareness going to occur. Awareness means the buddhi pratibuddhate. It is starting. The intellectual being has to be formed. The cognitive function getting started. Mental awareness going to occur. So you can see after the fifth month, there is in the fifth month, modern embryology is starting of the quickening is there. The quickening is the fetal movements. The same movements are all caused by the manasa buddhi prabuttara. Means the mental awareness is forming, and it is main the causative of the quickening in the fifth month. So the body covered with the fine hair and lanugo will be there. Vernix caseosa will be there in the fifth month as per the modern embryology. And these all are is caused by the manas buddhi prabuttara. Means mas shonita apuchaya as per the Acharya Charak. Also the mind is become the exceptionally active into the fifth month. As per the Acharya Shushrut, the awareness is going to occur, and the same thing are seen into the active maturation into the fifth month in the modern embryology. But sixth month has you can see there is a substantial physical enrichment. The strength is going to growing much more faster into sixth month. And over here, the strength is going to occur into the modern embryology, pulmonary and neurological advancement is going to occur. The myelination of the spinal cord is going to start. The lungs having the canalicular phase means it is starting to forming the surfactant secretion, and it is starting to forming the alveoli as well. So as per the Acharya Charak and the embryological modern embryology has much more resemblance with each other into the in their concepts. Acharya Shushrut has said there is a cognitive processing started. So that cognitive processing or the sashte buddhi, that is said the smaller uh, words, that is sashte buddhi. So buddhi means is regarding the cognitive pathways. So cognitive pathways are formed by the neurons that we all know, and that neurons has to be formed by the myelination of the spinal cord. So this kind of phase into the sixth month. In the seventh month, the holistic development of all Anga Pratyanga, because the systems occurs, system of formation are there, CVS form, pulmonary and neurological advancements are occurred and formation start already. And in the seventh month, after the all Anga Pratyanga having a distinctive shape is there. Into the third month, it doesn't having distinctive shape, but in seventh month it is having a distinctive shape. And the modern embryological science, it is said that the blood gas barrier in alveoli is starting to occur. So it is prematurely starting to occur, and also the bone marrow takes over of the hematopoiesis. So here, in the as per the Acharya Shushrut, it is depicted as a complete structural differentiation. All the Vibhaktvam Anga Pratyangam. So all the Anga Pratyanga having very distinctive features, and even you can see in the USG or the sonography that the fetus having the distinctive shape, distinctive face, eyes, and also the hands and the that is a upper limb and the lower limb as well. Okay, so that is seen in the 7th month. Into the 8th month, that is very critical and the very dangerous month is there, because uh, there is an instability of vital energy, that is called, that is an ojas. Ojas is called as a upadhati of a shukra dhatu, but is also ojas has depicted as a vyadik shamakta. It is depicted into the vyadik shamakta because it is called as an immunity in our body. So ojas is getting unstable from mother, it is transferring from mother to the child. So it is very unstable at the 8th month as per the Acharya Charak, and also Acharya Shushrudet said the same thing. The unstable migration of the ojas is going to be there. So as per the Acharya Charak, if it's going to occur or if it's going to deliver at the starting of the 8th month or the mid of the 8th month, that is going to be very critical, and very much challenges has to be faced by the fetus as well. And as per the Acharya Shushrut also said the same thing. The infant has to face the survival challenges due to the deficit of ojas. So here we can say that ojas is nothing but the immunity. I will in the next slide I will show you how the ojas and has the resemblance with the immunity part, because in modern research articles has already said that 8th month having the more mortality rate than any other month. Okay, so uh, in as per the modern science, in 8th month it is starting of the pupillary light reflex, and also brain goes under rapid expansion, sulci gyre is going to occur, and this kind of formations means almost it is an end of the growth is going to be there. So into the 9th month it is in a full term maturation. Before that it is in a not full term maturation, and preterm maturation it is called into the before the 9th month. But Acharya Charak and Acharya Shushrut both has a different kind of perspective. Means Acharya Charak has said Navame Dashame Masi. Means it is Acharya Charak has only said about the 9th and 10th month. So as per the Acharya Charak, the Garbh is going to giving or it is going to getting birth into the 9th or the 10th month, not more than that. But Acharya Shushrut has much more advanced view about that, that it is going to occur in 9th month or the 10th month or the 11th month or the 12th month. Okay, and if it is going beyond that, it is going to be a pathological part. So it is going to be a Garbha Vikruti. It is going to be a abnormal mass. It is going to be an abnormal part, or you can say the tumor part. That's also going to be there, because in that time there is no technology, so they can see what are the timelines is going to be there, and that's how the provisional diagnosis or the differential diagnosis going to form as per the timeline. So the pathological part or the pathological Garbha going to form after the 12th month, it is said by the Acharya Shushrut. So as per the modern medical science that we all know, it is going to getting birth time, and the Lendigo immune system getting boost, IgG getting passed from the mother to uh, fetus, and fetus is getting into the cephalic presentation for the, it is prepared for the labor and the time of the birth. So the core conceptual synthesis with the contemporaries are there. There are 3 points. The first point is in a proliferation debate. So how the proliferation occurs? Yugapata and a krama. Means Acharya Charak has told about the Yugapada Avirbhava. That is that simultaneously, all organs are getting formed simultaneously. Okay, first it is getting into the Sukshma form, and then after the growth, it is getting a very distinctive shape. So the all organ exists from day one in an unmanifest atomic form. That is in a very Sukshma roop. It doesn't have any distinctive shape. The growth is merely the manifestation of pre-existing parts over time. So the growth is going to take place over time. But in contemporary, as per the zygote's DNA, holds the entire microscopic blueprint of the fertilization. So that zygote's DNA is giving the messenger RNA to forming the DNA methylation, and after that it is forming the mRNA. That mRNA going to form into the any kind of proteins, and that protein is forming the any kind of tissue, and each organ is going to form. That's how the Yugapada Avirbhav as per the Charak and contemporary has a genetic theory. But Acharya Shushruta has a Krama Avirbhav. It has depicted every single micro level krama is there, sequence is there. The development is from the smaller Kalalabhava, jelly like structure, to the tissue nodes, that is appendika, and then it's going to be a distinctive organs. So it has a very microscopic level said by the Acharya Shushruta. And there is a similarity with the Acharya Shushruta point of the contemporary science. That is, a macro ultrasound is going to that the structural systems become visible only at the specific gestational week. So gestational weeks, which are the part of the there are 36 gestational week, and each week are depicting the each system, each structural system can be seen. So first one is the proliferation debate. There is a similarity between the concepts, how they have depicted or have described the Garbh going to be get formed, and how it is going to growth, which step. Okay, and the second point, the phenomenon of Dauradaya. So in Ayurvedic concept that we all know, there is a mother getting much more desire, much more cravings at the time of the 4th month, and also it is getting the desire from the mother psyche. So mother is getting craving due to the desires of the uh, fetus. So if it not going to be fulfilled, the as per the Acharya Shushru said, there is a kubjatva, minmanatva. So there are going to be many congenital abnormality going to occur if the mother's psyche or mother's cravings that not are not going to be get satisfied. In the contemporary science, though, by 14 to 16 week is almost similar to the 4th month of the fetal neuroendocrine axis is established, that we already seen. The neurological neurulation already occurs in the 1st month and the 2nd month, and after the 4th month the myelination start. So this kind of neuroendocrine axis the placental blood flow peaks and allowing fetal biochemical signals to directly alter the maternal neurochemistry and triggering the specific cravings going to be occur due to the neuroendocrine axis. The it is called in the layman term that is having the very kind of hormonal cravings are there, but it is not hormonal. It's in a neurochemical, and the neurochemistry is going to change due to the fetal biochemical signals. Okay, so this is a second concept which are the synthesis with the contemporary part. And the third one, that is the most important one, that is the dynamics of ojas in the 8th month. So the ojas unstably shift back and forth between the mother and the fetus. So it is not completely, the immunity is not going to get going into the completely into the fetus after the before the 8th month. After the 8th month, it is going to be there. So the contemporary science is making that very vulnerable neonatal transition period is there. So many neonatal diseases are going to occur into the 8th month. If it is going to be a delivery into 8th month, that is a preterm or the premature delivery, as you can say. So it is having very much impact on the immunity of the fetus. And if the if the fetus getting delivered, it has to be put into the incubation period. Okay, so like into the box that where it is getting nourishment, it is getting nutrition artificially, and then after that it is growing steadily after for a 1 month or the 2 month period if it's going to be a premature delivery. Okay, but the immunity still is not going to be stable into that kind of fetus as well. So if the fetus is going to die, it is going to be a stillbirth, or it is not going to be a stillbirth and it is survive, it will survive, but the immunity is getting compromised. Because as we have seen in previous slide, also I told you that in 9 months the IgG immunoglobulin antibodies are getting transferred from the mother to the fetus. So this is not going to be happen into the premature delivery. So other part is that the lungs are not getting proper formed. The pulmonary surfactant production is irregular, incomplete, and due to that, if it is getting out of the mother's womb, the fetus not going to getting proper breathing due to the not forming the proper formation of the lungs as well. So this kind of call as a clinical, there's a respiratory distress syndrome. It is called like that, and I show you in the next slide how this is very identical with our Ayurvedic concepts of the Ashtame Asthiri Bhavati Oja. So this is an articles. I will combine all the articles which have showed that the fetal distress always occurs in the 8th month of the birth. So in late preterm, so late preterm is 8th month. Okay, so preterm is called as a 6th month or the 7th month. So there are four type of problems or four type of abnormalities can be seen in the 8-month delivery. First one, we can see the neonatal respiratory distress syndrome, that is most commonly can be seen. Second one is immune vulnerability and sepsis, that is also going to occur. That's why it is needed much care into the neonatal ICU. If it's getting birth into the 8th month, the immune compromisation will be there. The third one is metabolic and thermoregulatory distress is there. And that how the clinical manifestation of the hypothermia and hypoglycemia can be seen into the 8th month delivery. Also the last part and very important, that the neurological immaturity will be there, the mental retardation will be there, environmental distress, the fetus cannot cope up with the environment or cannot cope up with the atmospheric pressure or atmosphere temperature, and that's how the hypersensitivity getting occurred. And due to this all four type over here, the four type different type of the classification can be seen into the 8th month birth. And this is very much identical with the concept of the Ashtame Asthiri Bhavati Oja. Why it is called like that? So here, so finally I will say that Oja means immunity, and that immunity are passing, or the antibodies are passing from the mother to the fetus. So if it's not going to be there, it is having the compromised situation of the respiratory, compromised situation in the immunity, compromised situation in the metabolic and neurological, uh, neurological and environmental stress is going to be there. Okay, so Garbha Upanishad. Okay, I think we have discussed about this, all the dynamics of the modern science as per the Acharya Charak and as per the Acharya Shushruta. But Garbha Upanishad has also said thing about this month-wise development, that when Rutu Kale Samprayogate Karatroshitam Kalilam Bhavati. So it is also said the same thing, the Kalalam part. The male and the female gametes forming embryo, and after a day and night it is mixed semi-fluid state or the jelly-like state, and after the 7th days, the Saptaratra Shitam, it is becoming the bubble, Budbuddha Bhavati. Okay, so Budbuddha Bhavati is in the next stage. The first one is jelly-like structure, and after it is getting morula, and it is going to forming the blastocysts. That is as a resemblance with the Budbuddham Bhavati. And after the fortnight, after the 14th days, okay, the solid mass going to form, and in a month it hardens. So first it is going to hardens because the trophoblast layer and cytotrophoblast, because zona pellucida is getting disappeared after the 15 days or 21 days, and after that it is forming the trophoblast layer. So the mass was getting hardens as it is getting growth. So in 2nd month it develops the head, at the 3 month and the feet grow, and that's how the development occurs as per the Garbha Upanishad. So same reference as per the Vedic, or you can say the Garbha Upanishad is all from the Vedic part. So that has the same part as the Acharya Shushruta and Acharya Charak. So now we are moving forward, that Garbha portion is going to be there. I will show you in the very concise way that how the Garbha portion occurs as per the Acharya Shushruta and Acharya Charak, that Upasneha and Upasveda. So Upasneha, that is an absorption or the attraction of the moisture, or you can say the, in modern medical science, it is having the ion channels, or it is having the osmotic pressure is there. So the or the active or the passive transferring are there as per the ion channels. So this kind of reverse process of osmosis are sorry, not reverse process, the process of osmosis are going to be there. It is called the upasveda. So how it is going to be given the nutrition to the fetus? So the mother ras is there. Mother ras is getting digested from mother ahar ras is there. That mother ahar ras is classified into two parts, the upasneha and upasveda. And that upasneha and upasveda, apart from that, there is three part is divided. That the swa sarira pushyate means it is nourishing itself, the mother's body. It is giving the nutrition to the stanya, that is forming the prolactin, or the formation of the breast milk is going to occur. And the third part is going to occur as a fetal growth. So mother ras as classified, and it is giving the three type of function. It's mother itself, own self, and also the stanya and the garbhavruddhi. So that garbhavruddhi is all by the upasneha and upasveda, and via the kedari kulya nyai that we have already learned about from the padarth vignan, that what is the kedari kulya nyai. And that's how the formation or the nutrition is getting formed from the mother towards the fetus. Also I show you the how the dependence on the mother is there due to via the Garbhanabhi Nadi. And the Garbhanabhi Nadi is the same concept also into the umbilical cord. So that mother Rasavaha Nadi is giving the nutrition via the Garbhanabhi Nadi towards the fetus. So nourishment via upasneha from the conception until the body parts are fully distinct. So till then the mother is giving the nutrition towards the fetus. Okay. So Acharya Shushruda's view on Garbha Poshan and what is the contemporary science. So that we all know that Nabhi Nadi is to be there. So it is in a passage where the mother nutrition is getting passed from the mother towards the fetus. In contemporary science, that is also called as an umbilical cord. Also, the feto-maternal junction. We all know about the feto-maternal junction in the modern medical science is called the placenta part. But in modern, in the Acharya Shushruda's view, Garbha Poshan part, that is the Rasavaha Nadi is there. So Rasavaha Nadi is giving the Ahar Ras part towards and the nutrition part towards the fetus. So there is a contemporary science, there is a placental uterine wall interface is there. Also, the cellular transfer is there. That is a upasneha and upasveda. There is an osmosis also going to occur there into the contemporary science. Passive and active diffusion is going to occur in there, and also the nutrient quality of the matruja rasa, that all the pre-digested food of the mother is forming the matruja rasa, and pre-digested food of the micronutrients are called into the contemporary science. So what is the first destination as per the Acharya Sushrut? It is entering from the digested food towards the aharas entering into the Nabhi Nadi, and directly straight towards the Sira and Hriday towards the fetus. So in contemporary science, it is transferring from the umbilical vein to the IVC towards the heart. That is an identical that you all know about the fetal circulation. Okay, so here there is an imaginary part that you maybe you have very feasible way to understand. And what is the Acharya Shushrude said? There is a matruja rasa, and that's how the Garbhanabhi Nadi is giving the ahar ras towards the fetus. And in modern medical science, the mechanism and the quality and the first destination all have the same thing. So it is very similarity with the Acharya Shushruda's view of the Garbha Poshan as the modern science of the embryological science. Okay, so here there is you can see there is a placenta having the multiple passing the nutrition from the chorionic villi towards the part over the umbilical vessels, and that nutrient quality having the pre-digested micronutrients, glucose, amino acids, and that having the simple diffusion method and going towards the fetus. So umbilical cord or the Nabhi Nadi is work or act as a part of the kidney because it is purifying the blood. It is working as a respiratory system as well, because it is getting the it is purifying or oxygenating the deoxygenated blood, giving the nutrition as well. So all the digestion occurs and all done by the mata, or all dependence on the matruja rasa. So now we are moving forward with the next part, that this is the part of the Garbha portion, and there is a similarity between the contemporary science. So now we moving forward, that is the bija bhaga avayav. I think we all know that this is a very uh, very short topic but very important part of the Ayurvedic genetics as well. So Acharya Charak has said that tatra uchyate yasya yasya haya angavayasya bije bijabhaga upatapta. Upatapta means the the problem or the abnormality occurs in specific bija or bijabhaga. So bijabhaga of what? Bija of the specific organ, bijabhaga of specific organ are getting upatapta, are getting abnormal. And उसके बाद में क्या लिखा है? Then it is getting said that tasya tasya hi angavayasya vikruti upajayate. So which organs or organs bij and bijbhag are getting upatapta or getting abnormal part, having the same effect of the vikruti, is into the same organ. Tatra tatra tasya tasya angavayasya vikruti upajayate. So na upajayate cha anupatapat means it cannot be survived. So if it is going to be survived, it is going to be a malformation is going to be occur, and if it's not going to be there, that is going to be a stabilize, or if it's not going to be getting formed. So the organs getting formed by the bijbhaga avayav. So what is the bijbhag avayav? So it has a contemporary science similarity as well. So we know about the bije shukra shonita asti. That's how said by the Acharya Shushruta. So bija means it is a shukra and a shonit, means it's a male and the female gametes. That is a reproductive seeds. So that seed having the bij bhag, the bhag which is the called as a contemporary science, that is a chromosome, which are having the direct hereditary material. So that directly hereditary material are passing into the micro level. It is called the bij bhag avayav. So bij bhag avayav, it is called the DNA, mRNA, tRNA. So the mRNA means messenger RNA, transfer RNA, and it is going to form into the proteins. So it is called as a bij bhag avayav. And these concepts were historically used to explain normal traits and congenital variations. So in Ayurveda, the bij dosha is said by different having the different abnormalities. Bij bhag dosha having the different abnormalities, and bij bhag avayav dosha has a different abnormalities. So the congenital abnormalities all are dependent upon three different kind of entities, or the three different kind of concept having the different kind of dosha, and different kind of dosha is forming the different kind of abnormalities. So in modern parallel science or modern contemporary science, it is said that it is having the same part: the gene, chromosomes, developmental pathway, regulatory region of the DNA. And that's how the Ayurvedic hereditary concepts have the functional and descriptive part, but not molecular. As we all know that contemporary science having the molecular biology level, or the cellular cellular level, they have experimented many things and learn about the genome sequence. So the modern medical science and modern genetics is a mechanistic and experimentally testable. So they have the physical entity and they have seen the physical part of the bijbhag and bijbhag avayav. But these concepts are very descriptive into the Ayurvedic science. Here we can see that bija, that is a very genetic potential, that having the seeds, and that having the the gametes, that gamete having the sperm has a spermatozoon, and ovum having the oocytes. So both are called as a gametes. And then gametes having, the modern science has that and said that the chromosome is there. Then chromosome, in the chromosome or in the alleles, that is having the genes, and that gene sequencing are programming the regulatory elements. And that's how the blueprint of the each cell life is going to be there as per the modern science. But in the Ayurvedic concept, the Bij is there. In the Bij Bhag is there. Bij Bhag means chromosome or the subdivision of hereditary material. That hereditary material are forming the chromatin structure, and then after chromatin structure is forming the chromosal architecture. So that's how the framework is going to be there, into the cell nucleus, into the chromosome, and into the micro level of the chromosome. There is a DNA and mRNA. So that's the Bij Bhag forming the inheritable determinants. That inheritable determinants are forming the protein. It is synthesis the protein. But here, the catch is that the modern medical science or the modern biological concept have just changed recently. I think you all know about the central dogma. The central dogma or the central biological dogma is depicted part of the DNA to the chromosome, and that DNA is forming the giving the signals, giving the materials towards the messenger RNA. That messenger RNA getting the messages from the DNA and forming the specific type of protein. But that protein cannot be changed as per the previous part of the central dogma. But now the recent advancement in the central dogma concept has changed. It is not rejected the dogma, but it has reversed some few parts. So how does that reverse? That it has said that the material, genetic material, is not going to change into the protein. Means the what the genetic material is there, the protein is going to be formed the same thing. Protein is not going to affecting towards the DNA. But now the recent part is change that the protein can change the mRNA as well as the DNA as well. So it is a very fruitful part to understand that this DNA or the central dogma concept changes the theory of the diseases as well. So the theory of the diseases and theory of the treatment as well. So treatment can be changed if we are giving a specific type of protein to change the DNA. But it is the newest part is all dependent upon the atmosphere. Okay, I'll show you in the next slide about the okay, central dogma we will discuss in the next slide, and how it is affected by the epigenetics. Epigenetics means the atmosphere, the lifestyle, the diet, all are affecting towards the gene as well, towards the beach as well, towards the beach bhag, and towards the beach bhag avayav. All are getting affected by the causative factors, and these causative factors are nothing but the lifestyle and the diet. All are maturahar vihar are affecting towards that uh, structure of the protein. So that we all know about Garbha Upanishad, how it is telling us. So here another concept of the Yamal Garbha. Then we are going to discuss how the epigenetics are affecting towards the fetal development. So in Yamal Garbha, that we all know, Yamal Garbha has said the Bahu Apatya. Bahu Apatya. Apatya means that is the offspring or the children or the progeny. So that apatya is more than one, that is called the Yamal Garbha. बट द यमल गर्भ हैविंग मल्टीपल पॉजिटिव फैक्टर्स. अगर आपने बुरे कर्म किए हैं, ऐसा बोला गया है कि अगर पूर्व जन्म पाप कर्म है तो यमल गर्भ होता है, ऐसा बोला है आचार्य हारित ने. और उसमें तो इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट कि इन अपत्य, दैट बहु अपत्य, दैट इज यमल गर्भ, दैट इज मल्टीपल प्रेगनेंसी is your karmic result. Okay. In another part, the other acharya has said nothing about that causative factor of the Yamal Garbha. It has just showed how it is going to form the Yamal Garbha as well. Because if you want to divide something, to divide the bija into two parts, so what is the main element going to divide? The Vayu. The Vayu dividing the two part of the seed means the male seed or the male gamete is going to divide by the Vayu. It is going to forming the two identical twins, that is going to be male. If it going to divide the ovum into two parts, that is going to form the identical twins of the female. Okay, but this is a one zygote getting divided. So one zygote is called the monozygotic. Okay, and if it is dividing the two different zygote, it is called the dizygotic. So one zygotic or the monozygotic having the identical twins, two different zygote are divided and forming the Yamal Garbha or twins. That is forming the dizygotic twins. Okay, so what is the similarity between the contemporary science and the Yamal Garbha concepts that I'm going to tell you. The Yamal Garbha, that is called the twins, and Bahupatya, and that call as an Vayu is dividing the bij into the two part. But as far as Acharya Shushruth and Acharya Dalhan clarifies that the twins are formed only due to the non-righteous virtues. Non-righteous virtues means it is having the Purva Janma Pap Karma is forming this kind of Yamal Garbha. Okay, so as far as if we are agreeing to this or not, the Yamal Garbha having the different kind of era has a different kind of trending is there. The twins are not always up to this caused by this Purva Janma or the non-righteous virtues. So this kind of when Antargata Vayu, the Vata located inside the womb, or the Vata which has entered the bija, that is dividing into two fragments and two lives. Two lives come into the womb, and that's how the two Yamal Garbha is going to get formed. Okay, so in modern twinning, what is the similarity and what is the difference is there? So basic idea is that in Yamal Garbha, that two fetus is developed in one uterus. Okay, in one kukshi, that has been said by the Acharya Shushruth. But in modern twinning, it has two embryos, two fetuses developed simultaneously. It has to be simultaneously. And the causative factors are different. Here, the causative factors has the Vayu is divided into two parts. But in further, the Bhav Prakash said that the Vayu is dividing the Shukra, means we all know that if the dominance of the Shukra is there, and Shukra is getting divided into two parts, that is going to be a two male child. But if the Shonit is getting divided into two parts and the Shonit dominance is there, that is going to be a female child, two identical twins. But not the other way. They have not said the further than this part. But in modern science, it has said the monozygotic and dizygotic. If it is getting split by the single egg, it is monozygotic, and two eggs, that is dizygotic. But the mechanism is a different. Here the mechanism and causative factor are philosophical. Purva Janma Pap Karma, and that is causing the biological explanation, that is forming the Yamal Garbha. But in the modern science, it is having the cellular and genetic explanation. And also, the types are the usually discussed generally as twin pregnancy. In modern, it is called as the identical twins and fraternal twins. So fraternal twins are not look as identical. If it may be a one male child and one female child, and if mostly in identical twins, it has to be a same gender. Both has to be male and both has to be a female. Okay, so in identical twins, one female and one male identical twins are very rare. Okay, so in fraternal twins is mostly seen as a one male and one female child. So identical twins equivalent is that one Garbha dividing into two, and monozygotic twinning, dizygotic twinning. In hereditary or genetics, so the gene and this part, ovulation part, are very identical and very causative factor into the modern twin embryological concept. In spiritual dimension, they have no spiritual dimension in the modern science, obviously. So there is a small picture to understand what is the comparison, what is the concept comparative, and what are the mechanism types, and if there is any spiritual dimension there or not. Okay, so all this Garbha dosha, or you can say the bij bhag avayava, every part has a dosha. If the vikruti due to the bija, it is going to occur like a jadam, mukhatvam, that is a mukhatvam, kubja, kuni, pangu, adhikanga, hinaanga. These all are the vikruti due to the bija. If the vikruti due to the bija bhaga, that is going to be Vandya, Puti Praja, Varta, Tarunaputrika, Dvireta. Okay, so these all, Pavanena, all are the Vikruti due to the Bij Bhag. But in innate and acquired contribution factors are going to be there. So as per the modern science, it has having the the medication during the pregnancy, infection during the pregnancy, toxic exposure. I think I will share you one I think history that is uh, uh, there is a drug which was taken into the 1960, the pregnant ladies taking for the to reduce the pain at the time of birth, but it is directly affected towards the garbha vikruti. So they have having multiple hina anga and adhik anga kind of abnormality at the time due to the toxic exposure of the medications, though it is in a drug induced garbha vikruti. So now we are moving towards the end of the session. So let's discuss that why this matters for the Garbh Sharir. So because Ayurveda has emphasized many things. Okay. So we all know Ayurveda has emphasized physiological and philosophical aspect. Okay. So philosophical aspect are also there, and how it is more relevance with the contemporary science. So maternal nutrition, maternal behavior, time, constitution, all the factors are very much influencing towards the mata. And now the modern science are accepting the epigenetic concept. So recently, like things in the recent time, 5 to 10 years, they have they have seen that many garbha vikruti or the many abnormalities are caused by the factors of the environmental, lifestyle, diet, and everything affecting and call as an epigenetics. So how that such influence is altering the developmental outcome into the fetus and into the child. If it's going to be survive, that is going to having the compromised immunological conditions, compromised genetic conditions, or having the hypersensitivity regarding any environmental conditions. And that's how this epigenetics is not by changing the identity of genes but by altering the gene expression. So gene is there, gene has the specific material from the their like the dominant traits or the recessive traits are coming from the same gene material, but then gene material are exposed by the environmental factors or the lifestyle factors, and it the expression are getting altered. So that's how the garbhavikrutis occurred in this current era. So the epigenetics are main causative factors into the garbhavikruti, and that's why the garbhasharir or garbhirini paricharya, I think the 10th chapter of the Sushruta Sarirsthan is calling the garbhini paricharya, having the very much effect in the current era. That's why we need to understand the Garbhashari. Okay. And uh, this does not validate the metaphysical concept directly, but it does make the old idea that environment shapes development scientifically stronger. So the environment shapes the scientific stronger. And recently the central dogmas concept are changed. I think central dogmas concept, I think show you that before the Francis Crick has said that the central dogma has a DNA, it transcripted the message towards the RNA, and that RNA carries the information and translating towards the protein. But here there is an in modern understanding the concept is changed. The protein which has already formed, or protein or some way, any kind of protein, whatever you are taking or as a medicine or taking as a food, that kind of protein having the reverse transcription method as well. So uh, only the DNA is influencing the protein into the original central dogma part. But in modern central dogma part, protein can influence the DNA as well. So the protein are affecting DNA, and then DNA are forming the specific kind of proteins. So the this kind of principle is showing the what the concept of this modern biology is there. The still more concepts are going to be we are going to face in the near future as well. But the Ayurvedic concepts have not changed since then, and still it's more relevance because it has not shown the micro level, microscopic level part, not the physical part, but it has showed us the philosophical and spiritual part as well. So how that are affecting and how the environment, lifestyle, all are affecting towards the gene structure, how they are affecting towards the cellular level, all are said by the Ayurvedic science. So Ayurvedic has much more relevance still till in today era, and also that's why I took this topic today, that how the Garbha Sharir having the resemblance with the contemporary science, and how the contemporary science are accepting the concept of the epigenetics as well. Okay, so I show you one part. This is taken from research article. This research article is published as a review article into the USA. So it has as a review article, it has just shown the concept that the DNA has the two part. Okay, the gene material has a genotype, then the gene expression is called the phenotype when that is going to express. So the mRNA, tRNA, and a protein all are situated in the DNA material, and that DNA material are from the genotype, Janma or the birth Prakriti, that is going to be there. It is not going to change, but the change is going to occur into the phenotype because it's in a gene expression. So gene expression can be affected by the lifestyle, behavior, diet, digestion, stress, environmental factors, and these all are called as a karma. So karma can change the epigenetics. Okay, so I think I will show you the small part. The that is a graphical part. That is a genotype, phenotype. Phenotype is the Deha Prakriti. Genotype is the Janma Prakriti. And this is in a review article into the very much international journal, and it is published by the Ayurvedic doctor and Ayurvedic physician, and it is having the resemblance with the molecular biology as well. So here the epigenetics are very much going to be trending into the next few years, and it has a major factor affecting towards the phenotype. The Deha Prakriti is getting affected by the epigenetics. So now we are moving towards the conclusion that what are the key takeaways from this part, from this session, that the modern embryology has moved beyond a purely gene-centric model. So it has changed their way. Okay, they are evolving kind of science, and through genetics, epigenetics, maternal, fetal interactions, and environmental, all part are having effect towards the modern embryology. And Bija Bhag concept, our resemblance, very much resemblance is there. Central dogma is expanded. It is not rejected. Okay. So the central dogma is getting changed. The DNA, RNA, protein. Now is the protein, RNA, and DNA, or the protein to direct DNA. So the epigenetic regulation, cell signaling networks, maternal development influences, all are the Maturahar Vihar and Garbhoposhan are and the concepts are still relevance into the modern science. Okay. So in the summary, I will say that Garbh Sharir has already anticipated very much importance of the developmental context. Contemporary embryology explains many of these developmental influences into the molecular level. That is the thing. Okay, the concept are saying same thing. They have the same destination. Ayurveda and contemporary science both have the same destination to understand the human being, to human anatomy. So both has a different kind of way to understand the human anatomy. So I'll conclude this session that the strong modern connection is not gene theory, but epigenetics and developmental system biology, and that needed to be understood. Why we are understanding the Garbh Sharira, why we have taken, why the NCSM has given the syllabus of the Garbh Sharira, and also into the PG, they have added the Sarvabhuta Chinta Sharir, how the formation of the tissue is going to occur as per the Ayurvedic science. Okay, so why they are focusing on this to having much more understanding that how these concepts are affecting towards the fetal development, towards the embryology, towards the maternal health as well. So that's why we need to understand the Garbh Sharir with the contemporary science, and also implementing this concept into the current era as well. Okay, these are the references. I think I will say into the conclusion one more thing. That is the last part. I think everyone knows about the Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita already said that the Krishna has said that hey Partha, that you can change your karma. Okay, so the karma can be changed. Means we have already seen that jo hona hai wo hona hai, that the things can not going to be changed. Also, the central dogma is saying the same thing. But in Bhagavad Gita, it is said that you can change your fate. You can change the fate or the result of your life by changing your karma. So that is in a central part of this my session, and I will give the mic towards the organizer, Dr. Manoj sir, and I would thank you for this session. Hello sir.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच। आज का जो टॉपिक था आयुर्वेदिक एम्ब्रियोलॉजी एंड इट्स मॉडर्न एस्पेक्ट, सर ये जो टॉपिक था ये पीजी लेवल में काफ़ी अच्छा, बहुत मतलब यूजी के बच्चों को भी समझ गया होगा, लेकिन इसकी जो डेप्थ थी काफ़ी सर पीजी के लेवल का था। तो हम आरोग्य भारती से आपको और एक प्रार्थना करेंगे कि भविष्य में आपको और हम इस विषय में जानकारी लेंगे, क्योंकि काफ़ी डिटेल में एक एक पॉइंट को आपने इसमें कवर किया कि जो एक रिसर्च स्टडी रहता है उस हिसाब से आपने इसको कंप्लीट किया है सर। हमारे जो आज के बच्चे जिन्होंने लेक्चर अटेंड किया है उन सबको ये काफ़ी अच्छी तरह से समझ गया होगा। उन्होंने जो एक्सपेक्टेशन किए रह गए एम्ब्रियोलॉजी जो सादा 10 मार्क के लिए सिलेबस में है, लेकिन उसके ऊपर काफ़ी ज़्यादा उहापोह आपने किया है, मतलब एक्सप्लेनेशन इतना ज़्यादा मिला है कि वो सभी बच्चों को काफ़ी ज्ञानपूर्ण रहेगा। मैं
Yes, sir.
आपका आरोग्य भारती पश्चिम महाराष्ट्र की तरफ से बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ सर। इसी के साथ
Thank you,
आज
sir.
हमारे सत्र में डॉक्टर गोपाल कृष्ण गावड़े सर उपस्थित रहे, उनका भी मैं काफ़ी धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूँ। इसके बाद हमारे मार्गदर्शक डॉक्टर संतोष गटने सर, डॉक्टर मनोज चौधरी सर, जो हमारे राष्ट्रीय स्वास्थ्य चिंतन आयाम पश्चिम महाराष्ट्र प्रांत का है आरोग्य भारती का, उसके प्रमुख है। कुछ कारणवश वो आज उपस्थित नहीं रह पाए हमारे बीच, उनका भी काफ़ी बहुमूल्य मार्गदर्शन हमारे इस व्याख्यान श्रृंखला में रहता है। उसी के साथ हमारे पश्चिम महाराष्ट्र प्रांत के कार्यकर्ता डॉक्टर देवदत्त देशमुख सर, वो भी उनका भी धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूँ। कोई क्वेश्चन है? नहीं सर। आप सभी का इस ज्ञानपूर्ण सेशन में उपस्थित रहने के लिए मैं आरोग्य भारती पश्चिम महाराष्ट्र प्रांत की ओर से धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूँ। शांति मंत्र से हम इस कार्य श्रृंखला का, इस व्याख्यान सत्र का निरूप करेंगे। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कच्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। धन्यवाद सर, शुभ रात्रि आप सब।
धन्यवाद sir. Thank you sir. Thank you for giving me opportunity for this. Thank you.